this year as well with the years that you left behind. So thank you for coming. And this young person has always been a part of both the community that outgrew, the classmates that left, and the alumni, and then this group. And she's been a real true kind of bridge between those groups of kids. So this is Hannah's second year, obviously, in my classroom. Some words to describe Hannah: artistic, naturalist, storyteller, deep thinker, happy to get dirty. Engaged and appreciative in her pursuit of learning, she approaches new experiences with openness and curiosity. She typically bounces into the classroom in the mornings, eager to share some funny story or experience with her peers or with me. The manner in which she regards others shows a mature level of respect and thoughtfulness and empathy. Her friends describe how she is able to be crazy and wild, but always knows how to redirect her energy if need be. At least most of the time. In this way, she's a leader among her peers, motivated by goodwill and compassion for others instead of popularity and personal influence. She's humble and honest in her interactions and always willing to learn from her mistakes. These qualities make her a natural leader, both academically and socially, and a wonderful role model for younger students. Speaking of which, she enjoyed being a helper in Barbara's class this year, along with Monty, once a week, for the class of 3-year-olds. And they would come back telling me stories about the kids they pushed on the swing and the little search for the pink beads and all kinds of ways that only 11 and 12-year-olds can interact with 3-year-olds, mostly because of our knees. Unable to go down and actually listen to those pink beads. And at one point they had this whole collection of pink beads they found around the school that were particularly gifted to a student who had a penchant for those. She's admired for her sense of humor. This is when I asked her classmates about her fun, her intellectual curiosity, and her physical and mental toughness. Even though she loves to wear black, gray on today, she is a great admirer of rainbows, double rainbows especially. And we had some good laughs about double rainbows through our years here. She brings this love of color and creativity to her art and her writing. Inside our cover, you can see a colorful drawing that Hannah did, which says geometric shapes, and I think thank you TLS for all that you do, that you have given me. So besides the colorful art and creativity and writing, the influence of Hannah's mom and dad have rubbed off on her considerably. And she loves to geek out about math and talk math, and she finds numbers and patterns fascinating. She's also a naturalist like her mother, born to work with her hands in the dirt, I think, and to know the natural world firsthand. When I asked Hannah to write about what she gained from her education at the little school, she was verbose, as always, but she focused on the value of expressing her unique opinions, ideas, and sense of humor. She also said, "The most important thing was that I got to learn how to learn. I will be successful, not because I can instantly tell you what 6,000 times 834 is, but because I will be able to solve problems in the real world." I wish Hannah a lifetime of problems to solve, and I hope that on the other side there are a few double rainbows waiting for you. So Hannah's teachers at the little school have been Barbara, Melissa, Christina, Jessica and Lonnie for 2 years. 3 years. And then Mike and me for 2 years. So speaking about Hannah today will be Sally and Barbara. Do you want to begin with Barbara?
Shall we?
Barbara first.
Okay. Can't see that yet. It's when I think about you coming as a 3-year-old to the little school, I want you all to envision when you walk past this side of the building in the morning and you see people about this big, because she really was like that once. Just about like that. But what I remember most was your genuine enthusiasm for figuring things out. A puzzle that you didn't know how to do was far more exciting than a puzzle that you mastered. It was something, if there was something outside in the woods or in the yard that you had not seen ideas to do things and wonder if you could do them. And it was kind of an infectious thing to the people, your classmates. Well, anything sounded like a good idea because of your enthusiasm. For example, you wondered if you could build a tower to the ceiling in the classroom. And there was lots of wondering about it. And after a while, you got the whole class interested in the possibility of doing this. And so for a number of weeks, you all worked on building. Do you remember? You worked on building, figuring out how to build a base big enough to support this. And you did indeed succeed, and Ken loaned us, yellow caution tape, and we blocked off a block area and built that tower. So I really, it was infectious and exciting. You also, at that stage, were an artist in your heart and your soul. And I remember oftentimes with young children, the first paintings at the easels are kind of beautiful, bold strokes, playing with how do you use a brush and how do you mix colors. And in that September when she first came, I turned around one day and I noticed that she'd been painting at the easel, and she went over and she was in the felt tip markers, and she came back. And it had turned out that I had not had any green paint for her flower, so she went and bought green marker so that she could have a stem on her. So she was doing representational art as a 3-year-old. Another time in the first few weeks of school, I turned around and I knew she'd been painting at the easel. And when I looked, again, there wasn't just lovely bold colors and experimentation. There was a giant blue person with blue shoes, but bottoms of the shoes were pink, and the eyes were pink, and this giant head of pink hair. And so I said, Hannah, tell me about this. And she said, oh, it's a rock star. Fortunately, her family saved it so that you could see Hannah's rock star as a 3-year-old. And what I learned when I talked to her mother, I said, she's done this rock star. Her mother said, well, she was given kind of an outfit for a rock star with a microphone that she could play. She really liked it. So Hannah had painted herself. Can I show? So this is Hannah. This year. And the first thing was, it was so clear that your zest for life and your enthusiasm for learning, and in this case about the ways and needs of 3-year-olds, was alive and well. And I just wish you all the best as you compose this next chapter of your life. Congrats.
Barbara says, your love of color. I remember one of the first years you were in my art class, we were painting a floral still life, and everyone had their shape and had their colors mixed and blended. But at the end of class, everyone left with a picture, and there Hannah was still with her amazing palette of about 12 shades of color that went into this still life. Do you remember that one? Well, Hannah has an amazing skill in just about every media presented here. She's able to see deeply, and she shares articulately about what she sees. With your elfin smile, you're an optimist. You see the bright side of things. You turn situations into a funny joke. I mushroom apron with all these fantastic, beautiful mushrooms, probably inspired by Adrian's guidance. Hannah's written about her passion for drawing, and I wanted to share just a little for now. I love drawing many things. I've always been fascinated by the natural world. I find that drawing animals is hard, but not nearly as hard as drawing humans. So being my lazy self, I tend to draw animals and plants a lot more than anything else. I draw things I see outside as well as things that I think up in that dark, quirky part of my head. But to tell you the truth, that part of my mind is where all the great ideas are created. How else would I think of drawing a coyote wolf thing with a vulture's head that chases down its prey and kills it with its cruel hooked beak? So, yeah, I like drawing animals. So, and I'm going to join this here. He's going to make sure your help around the art